They aren't stronger, and they don't get special attacks, but people love to hunt for the sparkly alternate colored shiny Pokémon. Shinies have been a highly sought after Pokémon collectible for years, but the new Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee games have trainers going crazy for them. These new games have high color saturation, great HD models, the ability to have any Pokémon follow you around, and even the ability to ride certain shiny Pokémon. Being able to do all these activities makes collecting shinies even more exciting, and today I'm going to try and share everything I know about successfully adding shiny Pokémon to your collection in Let's Go. We're going to cover as much as possible, everything I know, from odds to methods to best practices for finding shinies in Let's Go. If you're looking for a specific segment today, here is a full chapter list of every topic and the timestamp where you can find it in this video. And you can also find a clickable list of this in the description if you want to jump somewhere right now. Otherwise, if you're interested in hearing everything, or you're new to shiny hunting in Let's Go, let's start from the beginning. Shiny Pokémon in Let's Go are pretty special compared to most Pokémon games because they appear shiny directly in the overworld. Not only do they appear right in the wild with their alternate color, but they also have a set of gold sparkles that follows them while they walk around. These sparkles can be especially helpful when looking for shinies that are similar to their normal forms, such as this Jigglypuff back here. Here's the shiny, and here's the non-shiny. They don't make any kind of special sounds in the overworld though, so you have to see it. One thing that's kind of annoying and throws players off are the huge and tiny swirls that follow spawns around the overworld. Red swirls mean the Pokémon you encounter are huge, and blue mean that they're tiny. The only thing size changes in this game is that they give you a small experience boost when catching. The especially annoying part though is that a Pokémon can be huge or tiny and shiny at the same time, which can make it harder to find the shiny sparkles. Here's an example. Keep on the lookout. Your odds of any random spawn being shiny in Let's Go are the same base odds as we've seen since Generation 6. 1 in 4,096. But just like any modern Pokémon game, there are ways to increase these odds quite a bit. There are 3 major ways to increase your chances of finding a shiny in Pokémon Let's Go. One is using the lure item, which is a single-use item. Each lure makes more Pokémon spawn around you and increases your shiny chances slightly for a set period of steps. 2 is the shiny charm, which is a permanent key item that you receive for completing your Pokédex. It gives you a decent increase in shiny odds that lasts forever once you obtain this item. And finally, there's the unique method for Pokémon Let's Go, building a catch combo. In this game, you can build a catch combo by successfully catching the same Pokémon over and over again without failure. You get a huge boost to your shiny odds with catch combos, and the highest boost you can get for a catch combo is one of 31 or higher. For those of you who are more interested in the raw numbers of shiny hunting in this game, we're going to make a chart showing exactly how much each of these 3 methods aid you in finding shinies. Keep in mind, these odds are based on in-game data formulas as we currently understand them in late November 2018. There's a chance that there will be additional factors to help understand this data in the future, but this is what things seem to suggest right now. The size of your catch combo drastically changes your odds by changing how many rolls the game attempts per spawn. If your catch combo is between 0 and 10, the game will give you 1 RNG roll. If your combo is between 11 and 20, you get 4 rolls. With a catch combo of 21 to 30, you get 8 rolls per spawn, and for combos that are 31 and higher, you get a massive 12 rolls per spawn. Finally, if you have a lure active, you get +1 RNG roll per spawn, and if you obtain the shiny charm, you get +2 rolls per spawn. So here's a grid for your total odds in all situations, depending on your catch combo and whether or not you have the shiny charm or lures active. Your absolute best shiny odds in this game are 15 out of 4,096 per spawn, or roughly 1 in 273. The lure item is a single-use item that's basically the opposite of a repel. They come in 3 sizes, and like a repel, it expires when you take too many steps. When you're shiny hunting, you'll want a constant supply of these running at all times. Because the cost of buying these can add up, some hunters prefer to stand still while their lures are running to make them last as long as possible. If you don't move as often, they won't expire as often. It's a bit easier to get the shiny charm in Let's Go compared to other games because the dex is so limited. In order to get the charm, you'll need to have caught or owned one of all the game's 150 Pokémon. Mew, Meltan, and Melmetal are not required. You don't even need to have the Pokémon in your box. You just need to have owned them at some point. If you're missing a Pokémon in your dex, you can trade it with a friend and then immediately trade back. the game will still register you as having owned that traded Pokémon at some time. If you're a big Pokémon Go player like me, transferring Pokémon over at the Go Park in Fuchsia City can help you complete your Pokédex much more quickly. I ended up getting my Shiny Charm before I had 6 badges. I had about half my Pokédex complete when I got to Fuchsia, but I had so many Pokémon from Go that I filled the rest of my 150 from Go transfers. You still need to catch the Pokémon that you transfer from Go, so stock up on Ultra Balls. Even if they run away, they won't be permanently gone. You can always re-encounter them. Also, you can only transfer from Pokémon Go to Pokémon Let's Go, but you can't go the other way around. Once the Pokémon have left your phone, they can never return. Once you're ready to collect the charm, you'll get it from the game director from this building in Celadon City. There's so much to say about the fine details of catch combos that it's gonna need its own chapter. We'll revisit it in just a second, but in the meantime, here's some information on what you're able to hunt in this game. As far as I understand, you can hunt every single one of the regular 150 Pokémon in Pokémon Let's Go, as well as the Alolan forms. You can't catch every shiny in the wild. For example, I don't think that there are wild Raichu in this game, but by evolving shiny forms of lower basic Pokémon, you can find every single one of the OG 150 in their shiny forms. Sometimes a Pokémon can't be found as a shiny no matter what in Pokémon games. We call this shiny locking. There are only a few Pokémon that I know for sure are shiny locked in this game. Your special partner Pokémon at the start of the game can't be shiny. You can find shiny Pikachu and you can find shiny Eevee, but you cannot get a shiny version of the special one that follows you, that dresses up and stands on your shoulder and whatever. The Mew that you can get from the Pokéball Plus is also shiny locked. And finally, if you're looking for specific kinds of shiny Pokémon in the wild, keep in mind that the Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee games each have a couple of Pokémon that are native to that version. Here's a full list of exclusives in each game. Now that you know the basics of shiny hunting and what you can find, it's time to dig into that big topic, the catch combo method in detail. The catch combo is Let's Go's main shiny hunting method. It's versatile, it's effective, and in my opinion, it's pretty fun. The main gist of it is what we mentioned earlier. As you catch the same Pokémon back to back, you increase your combo and can build your way up to the promised land of 31. Not only will the game update your catch combo number after each capture, but you'll also get a text reminder in the top left of your screen if you bump into a Pokémon that's part of your combo. For most Pokémon, as your combo grows, you'll also notice that the Pokémon you're comboing will spawn more often. Sometimes a lot more often. However, it's still possible that building your catch combo to 31 gives you increased shiny odds for all spawns, not just the one that you have a combo for. For about half my hunts, I've been comboing one Pokémon, and then I found a shiny that was completely different than the one I was specifically hunting. One thing that's unique about this method compared to other games is that you get to see so many spawns at the same time on the overworld all at once. It does take a little bit more focus, but it's like an intense game of I Spy or Where's Waldo or whatever. Building your catch combo to 31 isn't just useful for increasing your shiny odds. As you make your way up to 31, your chained Pokémon will also have better IV stat values. At 31 and onward, every Pokémon you catch in a combo will have at least 4 out of the 6 perfect IVs. It seems too good to be true. Stronger Pokémon, more spawns of what you want, and massively increased shiny odds. What can go wrong? There are only 3 things that break your catch combo in Let's Go. 1. Catching a different Pokémon than the one you were comboing. 2. Allowing a Pokémon that you were trying to catch run away. And 3. Quitting the game or closing your software. However, there are little loopholes to get out of all 3 of these catch combo breakers. For number 1, the only thing that matters is if you catch a different Pokémon. The trick around number 2 is similar. If you continue to fail to capture a certain Pokémon, they'll flee from you eventually in a puff of smoke. This can be a frustrating way to lose your combo. However, the only thing that matters is if they run away from you. If you select the runaway option before a Pokémon flees, you will still keep your catch combo. To be extra safe, some players even like to run the instant a Pokémon breaks out of 1 or 2 of their thrown balls so that you never fail. You will have to re-encounter the Pokémon to rebuild your chain, but your catch combo won't break. And for number 3, instead of quitting your game, the best thing for you to do is put your system into sleep mode and just keep it plugged in. If you're in the middle of a hunt and you have to go to work or go to bed, or you just want to put the game down because your family misses you and you're neglecting your basic social duties, put the Switch into sleep mode and it'll keep your catch combo alive. Sometimes catching Pokemon in this game can be frustrating. Some of them move around a bunch, some of them punch your Pokeballs, and some of them are just super stubborn, breaking out even if you throw an excellent Ultra Ball. Using berries offers an aid in a similar way to the Pokemon Go phone game. Raspberries can make Pokemon easier to catch, while Nanab berries can stop a Pokemon from moving around and slow down the catch circle. Sometimes players find that they have trouble throwing with either the Pokeball Plus or the Joy-Con on the TV. Overall, I think the easiest method for catching is the control scheme where you have the game in undocked portable mode. This mode lets you turn the camera with the control stick or gyro in order to follow a Pokemon and keep all of your throws centered. I wish I could use this exact same control scheme with the Pro Controller on the TV, but of course I can't because that would make too much sense. I have one final technique for helping you catch Pokemon. I recommend you double up. Shake that second Joy-Con to add the co-op player and use them to throw a ball at the same time as you, increasing your catch chance and giving you a small experience boost as well. The only downside is you have to spend 2 Pokeballs per throw instead of 1. You could hunt with a friend and have them join in your suffering, or if you want an easy way to guarantee you'll always throw 2 balls with perfect timing, throw 2 Joy-Con into that dog-ear controller grip thing. It's actually a lot more comfortable than holding a single Joy-Con, in my opinion. One final little bonus for that co-op player, their steps don't count for wasting your lure, and they can't accidentally start a new encounter. Instead, if they bump into a Pokemon, they'll bounce up and down for a second and then stand in place. This can be helpful for stopping a specific Pokemon, or even a shiny Pokemon in order to give you time to run into them and start an encounter. If all you care about is finding a shiny Pokemon as quickly as possible, it isn't really recommended that you continue your catch combo beyond 31. However, there still are benefits to continuing your catch combo if you want to. Catching Pokemon in a large combo offers a lot of rewards, including more experience, berries, and stat-increasing candy. For high-yield experience Pokemon like Chansey, building a catch combo can give you absurd amounts of experience for leveling up your entire team. And like we mentioned earlier, a 31 catch combo is when your Pokemon start to get a minimum of 4 perfect IVs. If you're looking to get a Pokemon with 6 perfect IVs along the way, you'll probably have to catch a couple hundred of the same Pokemon to check once you've unlocked the game's IV Judge feature. And finally, it seems that as you capture more of a specific Pokemon, the easier they'll eventually become to catch. When I first tried capturing Magikarp, I needed an Ultra Ball to get a green circle and catch it. After catching around 200 of the suckers though, I only need a Pokeball to get that green circle now. It seems like around 75 captures for a specific Pokemon species will make all future captures of that species easier. There's a small list of Pokemon in Let's Go that only start appearing once you've dropped a lure and built up a catch combo. Many of these Pokemon don't have a natural habitat on their own, which makes it incredibly difficult to build a 31+ chain of them. I've noticed that unlike normal spawns, which can cover your screen with spawns if you combo them up to 31, most rare spawns only appear about 1 at a time on your screen. One trick I've seen for hunters trying to find rare spawns works like this. Step 1, chain to 31 on anything easy, Pidgey, Rattata, whatever. Step 2, move to a route with a rare spawn that you care about. And step 3, when that rare spawn appears, run into it and then run away if it isn't a shiny. The game seems to prioritize repopulating the area with rare spawns pretty quickly, so as long as you keep running into it and making it disappear off the map, you'll keep your chain and see more rare spawns than if you were just standing around. This is definitely slower than hunting a regular shiny in the wild, but I found that this is the fastest way to see a bunch of Squirtles, Charmanders, or other sought-after rare Pokemon. You can find a full list of rare spawn Pokemon and their locations on Cerebi.net, and I've included a few great Cerebi resource links about rare spawns and other topics in the description of this video. There's one thing about shiny hunting in Pokemon Let's Go that's worse in this game than most. It's expensive! Between Pokeballs and lures, you'll constantly be running back to the shop to resupply your tools. Here's a couple of tips for filling up your pocketbook. For the first time since Gen 1, the Payday attack is a teachable TM. Tons of Pokemon can learn this move, and every time you use it, you earn 5 times your Pokemon's level. If you play the game in easy mode with 2 co-op players, spamming double Payday every turn with high-level Pokemon is a great way to farm some cash. You earn the Payday TM pretty early in the game by beating this coach trainer at the Mount Moon entrance. Also, just like any past Pokemon game, rebattling the Elite Four can help you make a quick buck. It's also pretty easy to make overpowered Pokemon in this game with the candy system, so they're pretty easy to stomp in the postgame. You can rebattle the Elite Four as often as you like, and you can also rebattle each normal gym leader once per day for over 10,000 Pokebucks from each battle. Speaking of daily, there are also a couple of daily events to grab money as well. You can keep going to the Safari Warden's house in Fuchsia each day to collect that nugget from this Diglett behind the Strength wall, as well as a big pearl from this Slowpoke in Pewter. Items respawn in each underground tunnel daily, which usually have nuggets in them. And finally, the glittery spawns at the top of Cerulean Cave can have gold berries, and most spots respawn items after just a couple of minutes. And that brings me to my final section of this massive chapter: hunting locations. Not all locations are created equally. While increasing your shiny odds is important, it's also important to note that not all areas spawn Pokemon at the same rate. Some of my personal least favorite spots to hunt in are caves and out in the ocean. I feel like the spawn rates here are a little lower, and sometimes Pokemon spawn off screen, potentially popping out a shiny that you can't even see. I think the most spawn-dense area of the game is right toward the beginning with Viridian Forest. With a lure and a combo going, it's not uncommon to see 15 or even 20 individual Pokemon on screen at once. It can be a little intimidating, but if you're hungry for seeing your first shiny ever in this game, this is definitely a high-traffic spot. A few other spots I've really enjoyed are the huge stretches of grass in Route 17, this open spot up in Route 6, and this big spot to the right of Vermilion on Route 11. I feel like these patches of grass offer plenty of spawns to watch while not being too overwhelming. And of course, I love hunting at Cerulean Cave. I'm not the biggest cave hunting fan in the world, but this is a great spot because you can consistently farm the glitter patches while you hunt, racking up valuable golden berries that you can sell in order to fund future activities. The Pokemon are a little tougher to catch here, but the bling more than makes up for it. And my final tip for combo catches is that some areas tend to drop spawns more quickly the moment you enter a screen or a room. Some players like finding a place where you can constantly leave and come back to reset the screen if you feel like spawns have been a little slow. I found some success with this in Cerulean Cave, as well as at the entrance to the power plant. And with that, you now know every little tip I picked up over the dozens of hours I've been aggressively shiny hunting and researching the catch combo method. This is by far the most popular way to hunt in Let's Go, but if you really want to learn everything, I've got a little bit more to share about some of the other ways you can catch them all in shiny form. You might have heard of this as soft resetting in other games, but in general it seems that you can shiny hunt for any Pokemon with a static encounter by saving your game before the encounter and resetting your game if you don't find the shiny. This is how you'll be getting shiny legendaries in this game. If you want that green Mewtwo, you better get ready for a whole lot of saving, quitting, and restarting. Because there's no instant soft reset command like in the past handheld games, you'll have to do a full quit to menu and reboot the game on each encounter. If you enable the setting that allows you to skip cutscenes, I've found that each reset takes about 45 seconds on average. While I haven't seen the definitive game code to confirm whether or not the shiny charm or lures affect these spawns, my gut instinct, based on past games with a similar method, is that the shiny charm probably helps, but the lures probably don't. Either way, this is a slow hunt, but it is definitely possible to find shiny legendaries this way. And finally, we have a fun side option to resetting. Making the trades for Alolan Pokemon found at Pokemon Centers will give you a chance to find an Alolan shiny. This is the only way to get Alolan Pokemon in this game, so trading a bunch of Pokemon in bulk is your best chance at finding these special shiny forms. Thankfully, the game doesn't force you to save between each trade, so you can collect a big batch of Pokemon to trade for, save your game before you start trading, and then reset your game if every single trade you attempted failed to find a shiny. This method is still pretty slow, but it's kinda nice that it pairs well with combo catching. I've been working on an absurd method to make this kind of shiny hunting easier, and if all goes well, I'll be sharing a video about it later this week. And that's it. For real, that is all the shiny hunting info I have about Let's Go, but there's one last thing I want to talk about before we leave. Shiny hunting can be amazing. It's really exciting finding a special Pokemon in the middle of nowhere, and it's especially exciting in Pokemon Let's Go because the shinies pop up and they run around in the wild. But shiny hunting can be a bit of a drag when you have bad luck. You'll be looking around aimlessly, cursing your game or the odds, or feeling like everything's broken. The advice I always tell my stream chats while shiny hunting is this, and hopefully it helps you out too. just because you've been hunting for a long time doesn't mean the universe will guarantee you find a shiny. The chance is low, but there's even a possible universe that you never find a single shiny in dozens and dozens of hours, even if you're doing everything right. To give you a frame of reference for how varied things can get, my quickest shinies have appeared in 30 seconds after getting a 31 combo, and I've also had a hunt take as long as 13 hours. Because shiny hunting is so monotonous and sometimes a little boring, I always recommend it as a side activity. I love shiny hunting while I watch TV or listen to podcasts, and of course, while watching other people stream other shiny hunts. That way, even if your hunt fails, you'll still at least have a little fun while you're doing it. If you enjoyed this guide, please consider leaving a like, subscribing to this channel, or watching some of my shiny hunt streams. Shiny hunting is one of my favorite activities to do. I hope this guide helps you find one of these special Pokemon and gives you a fun post-game activity to enjoy Let's Go with. And thank you, as always, for watching my content. I know I'm a really slow content creator, but I really do love making videos like this, and I'm super grateful that you guys still watch them after all these years. Have a fantastic day, and I'll see you guys again next time with more Nintendo content.